Hello, Leo. Welcome to the month of September. Welcome to your monthly reading. This is Virgo season officially. I hope that you had a really wonderful birthday season and that everything you wanted to have happen happened for you. Um, let's jump in. Leo can be your sun, moon, rising. Maybe it's your Venus or your Mars placement. Leo, I would also let you know that if there's a cross watcher that wants to know about a Leo, they're welcome here. So, wherever or however it is that you're watching this Leo reading for the month of September, just know you're welcome to be here. All of the decks that I'll be using in the reading are going to be listed in the description box below. So, if you're interested in the decks, just know that's where to look. We're going to jump into a Celtic cross spread. It's a traditional monthly spread that we do here on this channel. And if you haven't already liked or followed or subscribed or shared any of the videos or the channel, please feel free to do that as well. And your comments are always welcome. For the sign of Leo, the recent past energy, the King of Swords, very truthful oriented. And this is very masculine energy. It's very action taking energy. So not only were you feeling the truth speaking energy, but you also were being very analytical, being very much a decision maker, calling the shots. You were making sure that things were organized and well planned out, very strategic, very thoughtful. It's very mind oriented energy, very in your mind, very clear thinking and clear spoken, is communication oriented. Swords are air energy, so it is definitely the way that you communicate and that you were communicating. You were being very bold, very forthright, just very truthful oriented. So your recent past or whatever happened prior to the month of September, you were in this very take action on your communications mode. Your current energy for the month of September, your current position or where you're currently at, is the Seven of Swords. Now, this is it's still sword energy. So there's a lot of things on your mind. There's a lot of communications that you want to have. There is a lot of energy right now of not really sure what you're seeing, if it's truth, if it's relevant, if you should say anything. It feels like you don't really have a lot of trust for whatever the current situation is. Maybe you're not sure if you're seeing clearly. You're not sure if you should speak up on it. You came into the month with this very strong, masculine, action-taking, thoughtful energy. And then this month in September, there is just a feeling of you might not be being told the truth. People might be keeping you in the dark on something or not being truthful. People aren't really showing their true colors. And so it feels just like you are not sure if you're being betrayed, if you're being lied to, if people are telling you the truth. It feels like there's a snake in the grass. What is challenging you other than all of that? What is the challenge in the month of September? What is the challenge? The Ace of Coins, which is a new opportunity. So there could very well be a new opportunity, but maybe that is what you're not sure about. There's like a confusion. I don't know if whatever this person is offering or this job is offering or this new thing that's coming into my world that has to do with the way I make my money, where I lay my head at night, my home, maybe my vehicle. I just don't feel good about the details. Everything that I'm processing about this new opportunity doesn't feel trustworthy for some reason in the month of September. On your mind, Seven of Coins. So it's more earth energy. It has to do with your physical reality, and it has to do with You know, in your mind, that you've been planting seeds this whole time. You've been watering and planting and giving sunlight and talking to things and calling your manifestations out. And you've tried to be patient. And it looks like you still are. You're trying to just be patient. You're not trying to rush anything, this new opportunity. I'm not trying to hurry people along or be in control of everything. I'm trying to let things happen as they're meant to happen. And it's just requiring, I get this feeling that you're just sitting on your hands. I want to do something, but I know better than to like take control. In the bottom subconscious area of the reading here, it's almost like it's either hidden from you or hidden from other people, is the Five of Vases. This is emotional. Now, this is the first emotional card we've gotten here, but it's under the surface. So it's something that you keep well hidden. It's something that you don't reveal to everybody. Maybe just your closest people know that you have a lot of regret. You have a lot of remorse. You have a lot of maybe tears that you shed, regret for the way things went in the past, feeling pretty sad about the way that things went down, that there are some spilled cups in your life, and our cups are our heart space energy. So there's some spilled cups. The Five of Cups has a positive side, and that is, even though there are things that we've lost, like we all have, there is still good. We have good things. It almost really strikes me as, just remember to take account for what you need to take account for. If you need to deliver apologies, please do. But also know that there are spilled cups, but there are also full cups. You have actually two full cups in this Five of Cups. And that means that you've lost some things, but you've also gained some things too. So Five of Cups is actually a positive card. As we move into the future, what energy are we looking at for the sign of Leo? Queen of Wands. This is definitely your energy. This is attributed more so to the sign of Aries, but it's wand energy, so it's your kind of home element. It's fire, it's passion, it's good looking, it's influential, it's well spoken, it's confident. Ultimately, and above all, it's confidence. The Queen of Wands is a head turner. They walk in, they start talking, people start listening. The Queen of Wands makes business deals, shot calling energy, and very similar, to this masculine action taking communication style. The Queen of Wands has to do with passions and pursuits and your drive and your stamina and your ability to just start busting down doors. This is like, there's no such thing as a cold call to the Queen of Wands. They don't have the fear that maybe a lot of folks that are not really good with public speaking. I think the Queen of Wands is very comfortable being in the lead, in the front, knocking down the doors, making those cold calls, meeting those clients that they've never met before. It's very influential and leadership oriented. Queen of Wands is fiery, beautiful, passionate, very sensual, very sexual. So Queen of Wands has a lot of good qualities. And so that is the future energy for you, Leo. There's a lot to look forward to there. What is the external energy? It's outside of you, but it definitely has an effect on you. It's the Queen of Coins. So this one has very similar qualities to the Queen of Wands, except this is your physical world. The Queen of Wands is the internally driven, security-based queen. Very feminine energy. It is attributed to the sign of Virgo. So the season that we're currently in, where we're making sure that our health is good. This could be a female doctor. We're making sure that our lists are made and they're checked off, and we know our schedule, we have our prioritization, our calendar is all filled out, and we're just making sure that we're being very diligent about our time and our money and our health and our wealth. And this is somebody outside of you. Maybe it's somebody in your family, or it's a good friend, or it's maybe you have an assistant or a secretary at work, but they keep you lined out. They keep you organized. They keep you on track. External energy. What about the internal energy for the sign of Leo? This is your energy inside. It's the Two of Coins. So it's about balance. And it's feeling like you are juggling things. You've got two priorities and you're not really quite sure how much of one, how much energy to give to one over the other. So you don't just have one primary focus. You've got two really big areas of your life that you are constantly trying to make sure they stay fair and even and balanced. So in the month of September, you're trying to keep your job and your relationship in balance. One is not going to get more time than the other. And your hopes and your fears for the month of September for the sign of Aries. It's the Nine of Coins. This is very beautiful. You hope that you'll be independent and entrepreneurial and very time management savvy, but you also fear that. You fear that you'll be so dedicated to your independence and your entrepreneurial spirit and your ability to take charge and take control. You know, the Nine of Coins is just a lesser degree than the Queen of Coins. So while somebody outside of you is very organized and structured and keeping you on track, inside of you, you know, you're hoping that you can be like that too, but you also fear that, because the second you start giving a lot of energy to all the checks and the balances and the organization, it seems like that you fear you'll lose your passion, you'll lose your desire, everything that makes you, Leo. If you start giving all this attention to the physical world, you'll lose that fire energy of yours. So there's a hope and a fear attached to the Nine of Coins. The potential, possible, final, future outcome for the sign of Leo. It's the King of Coins. So we have a divine pair. It's a soulmate partnership, Queen and King of Coins. There is definitely a lot of physical reality. There's a lot of focus being given to in the month of September, especially as this is a final outcome. It's almost like you become this embodiment of masculine energy, of physical reality, of your house and your car, your bank account, your investments. The King of Coins is very much dad energy, father figure energy, boss energy. So maybe you're owning your own company, you're becoming the boss of the organization, you're becoming, you know, very leadership, action taking energy, the one who says what we should invest in, the one who says where we should live, the one who says these are the places that we need to travel, and these are the things we need to see and do. So King of Coins, King of Swords, Queen of Coins, Queen of Wands, a lot of court card energy here. King of Coins has to do with the sign of Taurus. Let's get some clarification for you, Leo, on these cards. Why is the King of Swords here for the sign of Leo? The Devil. So this could be a Capricorn in your life that was very influential in your recent past, somebody that was in charge of being the communicator, of speaking their truth, of calling the shots where communication was concerned, somebody that was very facts over feelings. Could be a Capricorn. Could also be you needed to do all of that, if that was you embracing that energy, because there was some toxic energy that you had to stand up to and stand up for yourself and your rights, King of Swords, versus letting this negative behavior get the best of you. Why is the Seven of Swords here with that Ace of Coins as the challenge? What is that all about? The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands definitely has to do with work, and it has to do with your future. So you are feeling conflicted about a new current, I'm going to say a job offer, and it has to do with, I don't know if I can trust all the promises that this new job is making because it seems too good to be true. It's all very future oriented, but I feel conflicted about being able to trust the person that makes the offer or the organization itself. So why is the Seven of Coins on your mind about being patient and waiting for the right opportunity to come along? Because you have a sacred choice to make. The Lovers is here. So you definitely are waiting for yourself to feel like it's not just a split second decision. It's going to be something very thoughtful oriented, and it's going to be for your best, or you're not going to make it at all. The Five of Cups down in the unseen area. What is that all about? Something to do with your, remember I said you have those two full cups, even those three cups, things in the past, they might be lost forever. You still have two full cups. This is you and your soulmate, you and your life partner, you and your person. You still very much have beauty and trust and love and security. So that's a confirmation. How about the Queen of Wands? Why is that in your near future? Queen of Wands is here. Another Five of Cups. You need to remain very diligent as you're out there, not afraid and being so confident and just leading people and organizing people and being kind of like the life of the party. You're just so beautiful, and it's a very like putting people in a trance. You're like, it's almost like people feel that you cast a spell on them because they are just drawn to you. They think you're gorgeous. They trust you. They believe you. They think you know exactly what you're talking about. And you have this energy, very purposeful, because the Five of Cups, this is more of that remorse and regret. You don't want to have regrets. You almost have this Queen of Wands vibe on, this like wearing this cloak of confidence and security, because you don't want to have regrets and live with, what if I never did that? So you're out there and you're doing it so that you don't have to worry about that. External energy. Why is the Queen of Coins in your external energy? It's the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is very much about needing to have those communications. So somebody that is like your secretary or your assistant or your doctor, like a feminine doctor, female oriented, maybe it's even like a dentist or somebody that is having to do with your health. They're coming to you with some communication. They're letting you know, like I said, if it's an assistant or a secretary, they're making sure this is on your calendar. You need to do this. Don't forget. They're tying, strings around your finger for you so that you keep your life organized and structured, but they're doing it so that everything is taken care of appropriately on time and you're not blowing things off or letting things go. Why is the Two of Coins here in your internal energy, Leo, trying to be balanced and structured? Six of Cups. You're being very balance is important to you because there's this sense of nostalgia attached to it. Almost like in your past, you've let things become top heavy or bottom heavy, and you don't ever want to do that again. There is something from your past that keeps you focused on prioritization, proper balance, and not having to juggle things so that anything feels deprived. You're trying to make sure everything has like its fair share of quality time, because you want to make sure you don't let anything slip through the cracks. And the Nine of Coins is the hopes and the fears. Why is the Nine of Coins in your hopes and your fears? Your energy comes through. It's the sun. The sun is the ruler of the sign of Leo. It's the happiest, most positive card in the entire 78 cards of tarot. And it's showing up here as your hopes and your fears. It's clarifying that you can trust your decisions to want to have a structured, organized, methodical life, very predictable. You can trust that. The sun is here to say there isn't really a lot of need to have all these fears about what could go wrong, because there's so many things going right. And the sun is here to say, like, keep going. You're doing great. Attaboy, pat on the back. Why is the King of Coins here as the future possible outcome? The Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Not only is the King of Coins has to do with your money, your time, your health, your wealth, all of that, but then the Wheel of Fortune comes out to clarify, which is just a sign of abundance and prosperity, and your future is looking really good. This is like Daddy Warbucks energy meets the jackpot in Vegas at one of the casinos. You played smart. The Wheel of Fortune turns and boom, you win. The Wheel of Fortune says blessings, prosperity, abundance, good luck. It's ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is all about everything I just said. And so Wheel of Fortune clarifying King of Coins. September is going to be very profitable. September is going to be very blessed, abundant, happy, monetarily thumbs up. Let's get you an oracle card, Leo. This is the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Let's get you one beautiful oracle card as your theme for the month of September for the sign of Leo. We have Sustenance. This is card number 7. If you're somebody that likes numerology, the number 7 is about withdrawal. It's about contemplation, and it's about metaphysics. This is sustenance. This has to do with having just what you need, as much as you desire, having plenty, having just right. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just right. Sustenance is if that is having that money in the bank, if that's having good health and time and blessings, if that is having somebody keep you organized and on track, that is sustaining you. It's sustenance. It's beautiful energy, Leo. So your monthly energy. This is Spicy Sunflower Tarot. I'm available on TikTok and on YouTube, and liking, following, subscribing, all your interactions are very helpful and very appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. Be blessed, be well, and we'll see you next week for your weekly reading.